Welcome back to the underground. Let's look at what everyone refuses to see. We left off inside the sunlit ruins of the Dearborn glass plant, but tonight, the light goes out. Look closely at these damp, peeling tiles. This is where the cough of a dying writer gave birth to a nightmare. Step with me into the damp corridors of Haywards Heath Hospital in West Sussex. The year was 1947. George Orwell was here. He was coughing up blood. His lungs were failing him completely. But his mind was sharper and darker than ever. Picture the scene. A lonely bed. A rattling chest. Outside, the grey Sussex rain taps against leaded glass. Inside, a skeleton of a man scratches words onto cheap paper. He is not just writing a novel. He is mapping out Room 101. Orwell knew tuberculosis. He also knew power. He understood how physical suffering softens the skull. It leaves the interior walls wide open for occupation. Every gasp for air in this sanatorium was a lesson in how a state breaks a human being. 12 years earlier, across London, a very different kind of mapping took place. Carl Jung stepped up to the podium for his Tavistock Lectures. He wasn't talking about lungs. He was talking about something far more vast. The collective unconscious. Jung argued that our minds are not entirely our own. We share a basement. A deep, subterranean vault filled with inherited fears and ancient impulses. A room we rarely visit, but which constantly dictates our waking steps. Intelligence agencies were listening. They always are. While Jung mapped the psyche from the podium, British intelligence was busy building a filing cabinet of the soul. They didn't need mystical theories. They needed data. Consider this staggering weight of paper. Over 840,000 files of psychological surveillance were maintained by British intelligence during the Second World War alone. Nearly 1 million minds, dissected and indexed by bureaucrats. They tracked political leanings. They tracked emotional stability. They noted who would crack under pressure and who would inform on their neighbors. Long before silicon chips and server farms, the human personality was already digitized in ink and carbon. Now look at Orwell Park School in Suffolk. Today it echoes with the laughter of children. But walk its older foundations, and you find a completely different origin. It was built in 1788. Not as a school. As an astronomical observatory. A dome pointing toward the stars. A place designed to watch the heavens for movement and order. The architecture of surveillance always begins by looking up at the sky, before it turns its gaze inward to watch the citizen. This is how the machinery operates. First, you map the stars. Then you map the collective mind. Then you build hospitals and schools over the bones of those observations, folding state control directly into the landscape. Orwell sitting in Haywards Heath wasn't just writing fiction. He was reporting from the front lines of an internal occupation. He understood that the Ministry of Truth didn't need to be a massive concrete tower in London. It could live inside a psychiatric ward. It could live inside an intelligence dossier. Most efficiently of all, it could live right inside the patient's own skull, whispering doubts until the patient polices himself. Jung called it the shadow. Orwell called it doublethink. The state calls it public safety. They are all talking about the exact same mechanism. The quiet surrender of the individual to a manufactured consensus. We walk through these empty rooms today, feeling a chill that has nothing to do with the weather. We feel watched. Not by a ghost, but by the permanent ghost of a system that learned how to harvest our inner thoughts. The files in Kew Gardens yellowing with age. The iron bed frames rusting in Sussex. The cold domes of Suffolk observatories. They are all pieces of the same puzzle. A puzzle we assembled ourselves, brick by psychological brick. Which brings us to the quiet, unsettling question lingering at the bottom of this dark well. Is the modern mindset merely a sophisticated, self-policing ward? A hospital we willingly checked into, handing over the keys to our own sanity? Until next time, keep your mind your own. Farewell.